Comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and Panel.
Coffee and Time on ON Radio, Friday morning, August 11th. Thanks for joining us. My name's Joe Callahan. Melissa Murray is here. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Dave Richards is here as well. Hi, Dave.
Happy Friday, Joe. Happy Friday, Melissa.
Just give him a smack, Melissa, okay? All right. And we're going to be joined by Meg Rigo a little later on. Rich Elaine, who usually comes in on Friday, cannot make it this week.
Oh,
which is a shame. But
the rooster is absent.
We expect to see Rich next week.
We'll cover those events for Rich.
There we go. Now, the first segment sponsor of Coffee In is the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to have Dave look up his emails to see what's going on with the chamber, Dave.
Oh, how do you mean look up his emails and see what's going on with the chamber, Joe?
Well, don't they send you stuff?
Yeah, the upcoming event list.
Well, there you go.
And
That's
for the
what we're
first
looking
time
for.
in a few weeks, we have something coming up next Wednesday.
All right.
August the 9th, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses Brewing Networking Pop-Up. If that sounds familiar, I've been talking about it for several weeks. And it's at the Providence Brewing Company. And that's next Wednesday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. in partnership with the Rhode Island Hispanic Chamber. And then, of course, is the Welcome Wednesday Networking Coffee, which is the following Wednesday, the 16th. That's from 8 to 9 in the morning when you really drink coffee more than any other time of the day, right? I knew some people that drank at all hours of the day, but they were few and far between. Mostly it's in the morning, don't you think?
For the most part.
Right.
I used to drink coffee until late at night when I was younger. Now I can't do that anymore.
Okay.
I probably can't drink coffee after like noon or else my night's ruined.
Really?
Yeah.
Too much information there. Okay, well, anyway, and I told the story before. You know, the only time that I ever drank coffee, and every time I got in this situation, I drank coffee. Before we left to drive to Florida, I did all the principal driving.
Okay,
And right, so they
yep.
brewed a pot of coffee, put it in the thermos. By the time we got to Jacksonville, Florida,
It was still a thermos full of coffee.
it was a thermos full of cold, rancid coffee.
Oh.
And boy, did that bug the eyes out for that last 2 hours down to Daytona. It certainly did. But that's really all I used the coffee for. It's too bad because it's fun with a donut or something like that. But then I'm not supposed to be eating the donuts either. So.
Coffee's wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a networking coffee at the BBBS headquarters in Providence. That's coming up on the 16th. Then if you look further ahead in next week to Thursday, they're going to, I told you about Wednesday, and then the community job fair is going out at the Rhode Island College Workforce Hub in Central Falls. That's happening next Thursday, the 10th of August, from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. And the Eggs and Issues breakfast coming up on the 14th of September with the Secretary of State, Amore. That's Amore. Or he's Amore.
He's Amore, yeah.
Right.
Yesterday was the 10th.
Yes, it was.
I'm
Today's the
sorry,
11th.
what am I saying?
You said it was next Thursday the 10th, but unfortunately
Yesterday
missed
was
it.
the 10th.
Because yesterday was the 10th.
I'm a week behind, aren't I, in my brain?
Yes.
Well, thank you. How come you didn't catch me and I said next week the 9th?
Because I haven't had my coffee yet.
No, I get it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the 9th and the 10th, and looking
lovely
forward to
days.
next Wednesday, the 16th.
Oops.
Got it. Thank you.
All
Well,
right.
folks, you could get an email just like yourself and don't have to rely on me messing it up. You could mess it up yourself by just getting a hold of the folks at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, 334-1000 after 9 o'clock this morning, and find out how chamber membership can benefit yous.
All right there, Dave. Thank you very much. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. The
Can't believe I did
International
that.
Association of Firefighters has endorsed Steve Casey
All right,
for
who's
Congress.
surprised? Raise your hands.
There were no hands up in the air.
Right.
But the IAFF General President Ed Kelly made the endorsement himself.
Oh,
The top
That's very
dog,
nice.
the top firefighter.
Yep.
Very
And
nice.
he went on to say, he's quoted, Edward Kelly, as a firefighter, Stephen has dedicated his 17-and-a-half-year career to putting others first. He's made a difference in the community and will make a difference in Congress, relying on the values he's embodied as a firefighter, honor, integrity, and selflessness. He's the voice our country needs right now. That's a direct quote from Edward Kelly. So congratulations to Steve Casey picking up that endorsement from the IAFF. And according to this press release we got from Steve Casey, his campaign gains momentum as he seeks to bring his unique perspective, dedication, and values to the legislative forefront. All right, so good work there.
Yeah,
Beginning-
that's impressive.
Picking up on that endorsement, so that's great. All right, so it took them a year, but the people that were on the Block Island Ferry when the fight broke out
Yes.
finally said, "Hey, we should get with a lawyer and maybe we should file something because this was just craziness." And so, yeah,
No, generally speaking, what happens, Joe, is that letters are sent out to the people you intend to sue,
yeah,
giving them a certain amount of time to respond and see things your way.
and then when they don't,
When you can prove over a period of time
yeah,
that there is a genuine disagreement where you say this and they don't respond to your way of thinking, then you have a basis to go to court. That's why they would wait so long.
even though it's a federal lawsuit, it's not a state thing.
Well, the jurisdiction of the lawsuit is another decision.
Yeah,
But you don't bring frivolous lawsuits to the court because as soon as they see it, they're going to say, oh, geez, well, this is frivolous. Get out of here. Don't bother me. And that'll happen sometimes. Sometimes there'll be companies that are having a disagreement with another company, and they'll wait for the first company. They'll just like blow them off, blow them off, blow them off. And then when they get in front of a judge, they say, oh, we agree completely. There's no disagreement here, Judge. You know,
Yeah.
and then it makes everybody look stupid, you know, but they'll do that. I've seen that done. So, but when you have this sort of a thing like that, where you have a group of people, you say, okay, listen, you wrecked our vacation. We'd like a little compensation here. We're suggesting this over here. Come back with a counteroffer, and if they just blow you off or don't come back with a counteroffer,
then you're fine.
then you have a real disagreement that's worthy of a court.
All right. Well, the defendants are the ferry, Interstate Navigation, which runs the Block Island Ferry, and Ballards. I think they have more of a case against Ballards,
Of course.
than they do with the actual boat.
In fact,
Yeah.
I would predict that
Yeah.
if this suit is found to have any merit whatsoever,
Yeah.
the next suit will be Interstate Navigation against Ballards.
To recoup.
Because, well, so for instance, this group of
Yeah,
people,
sure.
they get a couple $1,000 a piece or something like that, some token amount awarded by the court. It comes up to say, we're just going to say for the sake of the conversation, $28,000 against Interstate Navigation, $28,000 against Ballards, or $35,000 against Ballards, whatever it happens to be. Then I can picture very, very easily Interstate Navigation saying, we were just the stinking ferry. We
That's
were
right.
properly outfitted. We were properly staffed. You're the ones that incited the problem. Your people got on our ferry. You didn't warn us. We weren't prepared for an abnormal situation. But we did respond, and the cops came on, so we get
As
more
quickly
staff
as
to
possible.
control it. Right. But you can't do that with a snap of a finger on an ocean-bound ferry. So I would say Interstate Navigation, in the long run, will end up suing Ballards to recoup what they lost in lawyers' fees and payout.
Can you imagine what the cost of riding the ferry will go to if they have to provide security on every single trip?
Oh gosh. Well, they do. They do have. It depends on which one you're on.
Well, I'm thinking the slow speed
they
one.
do have 4 to 6, sometimes 8 able-bodied sea people.
Yeah, but they're not really security.
But
they run the boat.
They are additionally trained to handle the passengers. On a passenger vessel, you are also trained, in addition to your seafaring duties, you're also trained to take care of passengers. In fact, when I was on Ballard ship, I was a technical person, but I was also trained for cardiac, AED, first aid with a certificate. All the rest of those things,
well, they have
because
to be there 'cause
another
Yeah, you're in
member of
the-
the crew may have needed
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And you're out in the
so
middle of the water, and
when you
nobody
got
can-
on, all the paid staff on that boat was able to render assistance. Now, there was a demarcation. There was the paid staff that ran the boat. Then there was the staff that operated all the science stuff. But the mariners, the actual ocean-going mariners, they were also trained in firefighting.
Okay.
We were trained in avoiding fires and getting off the boat if the captain said so.
I just can't think that the people on the ferry that would be trained though in how to break up fights.
Well, no, but you're trained in first aid and
Oh, okay.
and addressing social concerns and things like that.
Yeah.
Lightweight stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
the fighting that's a concern. All right, so we'll see where this lawsuit goes, and I think Bowers might be closing.
Well, we guarantee they'll be closing in a month or two.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. They got
Few issues going on
They got
there.
a few issues. That's right. All right, just to
Wouldn't want to be the insurance man for Ballards.
Right.
well, no, it's easy. Cancel.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's we'll address the elephant in the room and talk about the get everyone's opinion on the park benches and their what do we call these things?
The armrests
The
that were
armrests
put
on the. I didn't think it was a big story. Obviously, I was wrong. It turned into a big
Oh,
story.
I knew it was going to
So-
be big. That's why you got it.
So, Melissa, thoughts on the handles? Should they be there? I guess not be there. Is this?
I'll be really honest about this.
Okay, be really honest.
I do believe that the handles were put there purposely to prevent people from lying down on the benches.
I agree.
Should they be there? I think it's like a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I think really we need to work on addressing the core issues of why someone wouldn't have anyone where else to sleep except for a park bench.
Okay.
And until we address that, then everything else that we do, you're going to do things and folks are going to fight about it and, see different things different ways. And, some people think, well, folks have a right to live in a tent because they have nowhere else to go. And other people think, oh, they have no right to live in a tent and on public land or city land, or some people think they have no right to live in a tent anywhere. But until we really wrap our arms and collectively address the issues and not just, putting somebody in a temporary in a hotel or whatever, because that doesn't really fix the problem. Really making sure that people have a place to go that can rehabilitate them and address their core issues of whether it's addiction or mental illness or whatever, then doing these other things is just going to cause strife within the community.
Okay, Dave. Counterpoint.
Yeah, I can't agree.
See?
Yeah. But I'll start off by saying, while I don't agree with our mayor on many things, I understood her explanation on yesterday's program when she was guesting over the phone, and I see her point of view. Being the oldest member of the staff in this room, I will say that sometimes it's nice to have a handle to push yourself up. And I resonated with the mayor when she said that. It's good to have a handle to push yourself out of a chair when you get to a certain point. Just having the park benches there, I thought was laudable.
Oh, of course.
If they're being used for purposes other than what they were meant for, okay, I get it. And I think that an argument could be made for having them there, but I would rather see 3 armrests on every bench, so that
There's only one in the
there's
middle.
only one in the
and not
center,
one on the sides.
and I think that controversy might have been better avoided if 3 were put on the bench. One on one extreme end, one on the other extreme end, and one in the middle, because now you have two armrests to push yourself up on.
Yeah.
And I think that you could have avoided the controversy by doing it that way, and I would have been in full support of it.
Maybe there wasn't enough money to buy all those armrests.
I can't help but think that the administration in having these armrests put on those benches in this way did not invite speculation that there was some concern about people sleeping on the benches and this will take care of it. They could have certainly avoided the controversy by putting 3 on every bench. And I think it would have just disarmed the other side. I'm seldom in agreement with the side that brought it up as a controversy, because that's just because they are frequently their opinions are frequently in the extreme, and I have always avoided the extreme. I'm a moderate, so that's where we depart there. But I think that the answer to this is putting 2 more armrests
On the
each
benches.
on each bench, and that can be done relatively simply, relatively fast, and relatively inexpensively.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More is coming your way. Dave, anything else you want to say about the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce? Our
There
first
is,
segment
Joe.
sponsor?
334-1000 the number. Call after 9 o'clock this morning and talk to the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
All right, we'll be talking to Meg Rigo when we come back for the break here on Coffee and.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. This Friday, August 11th, at the Levitt Amp Free Concerts at Woonsocket's River Island Art Park, we open with the synth pop music of Chilean-born producer Morris Ossa, known to his fans as Ma, M-A-U. Then, at 7:30, our headline performers, the high-energy reggae and ska of The Agents. Live music, food trucks, on-site bar, kids' activities, and activities for everyone with the dynamic Jerry from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. If you can't come this week, the concerts will be broadcast live over the air on ON AM and FM stereo radio and streamed live at woonsocketradio.com or watch in your home on your smart TV via the ON Worldwide channel on YouTube. Our broadcast is sponsored in part by Rhode Island State Senator Roger Pickard, Woonsocket City Council Vice President Valerie Gonzalez, Woonsocket School Committee Chair Paul Bourget, and Woonsocket City Councilman Brian Thompson.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England. Coffee in on ON. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray, Dave Richards, and joining us on the phone.
It's the Megster!
Meg Rigo from Neighborhoods Blackstone River Valley, representing Levitt Amp. Good morning to you, Meg.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for having me.
So, Meg, it's going to be nice and sunny tonight and nice and clear, so no worries about moving the concert this week.
I really think we should be knocking on wood right now, but that sounds like a delight. It just sounds like a dream evening in River Island Art Park to me.
That's right. All starts at 6 p.m. tonight. So
Now,
tonight-
Brandon's knocking on wood.
Who's Brandon?
Someone's
who's Brandon?
knocking on wood.
Brandon
The
is...
MC?
No, Brandon is Meg's assistant.
Oh.
Who she is... she's pretty much letting Brandon run the show tonight.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he would be the one with the headaches if the weather were going bad. Right, Meg?
For some reason, Dave, I think I was still get the headache. Like, I think it would make its way to me. But for the sake of the folks that are making it happen tonight, I am so grateful that Southern Nature has cooperated.
Exactly.
So tonight the opening act is Mau, M-A-U. They're from Providence. Is that correct?
Out of
Well,
Providence.
it's actually, he's out of Chile.
Well, originally, but
Yeah, right. But he comes to us from Providence, and he does a lot of the synth rock, the synthesizers and stuff like that. And you're going to hear wonderful harmonies and rhythms tonight with Mau. And that's
very-
short for Morris. His name is Maurice Ossa, and he's from Chile, and he's gaining a lot of favor.
all right.
It's a very chill sound. It's going to be a very nice way to open up the evening.
All right. And the headline act is The Agents. Where are they from, Meg?
Same.
They are
Island.
from Rhode Island.
Okay.
They say that they're from Providence, and they call it a town, which I find to be funny.
Town.
A small town's a big sound. But these guys have been performing for over 20 years. They are Rhode Island legends. They do a combination of ska, rock steady, and reggae sound. And since we've had the series in Woonsocket, we've been like, we have to get the Agents on our stage. And they just, they performed a lot 20, 10, 15 years ago. And they're performing a little less now because they probably are doing other things.
Yeah.
And so it's great. They've been doing about one show a month this summer. And so their August show is with us.
So it's all very very upbeat, very fun music with the Agents tonight.
It's going to be a blast. I think people are gonna have a
Energy,
great time.
beaucoup.
Now,
Energy
Dave,
beaucoup.
we said, we should ask Meg that question, and now I forget what the question was going to be. We
What?
talked about an hour ago.
What
remember
question
that?
were you asking? No, I forgot.
I can't remember. We'll ask Meg that question.
Let's ask Meg another question then.
All right.
Until we think of the one we were going to ask her. Hey, Meg, what about food trucks tonight?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we have great options. So we have Full House Barbecue, or Full House 2, which will be in the park. She's at Barbecue. We have Ancho Stiff, they meet here in Lanita, so our favorite taco truck, and then Twisted Churros will be there with dessert. So we have nice food balances. Churros will be there with their bar. And then Miss Jerry is bringing us, from Jerry's Looking Boutique, a Polish performance. And so I am curious as to what that is going to look like. I have to tell you, my Polish knowledge is not as good as my knowledge of some other.
As you thought it was.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what this dance performance is going to be.
I hope it involves kielbasa.
It sounds yummy.
Probably doesn't involve food at all, Dave.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Food is so good. I'm like,
Well, you said
pierogies.
Polish, I think of kielbasa,
Well, they're gonna be
pierogi, and
dancing,
koronki,
so.
schnitzel, all the.
All the
Excuse
good
me, I have to
things,
take a
dancing.
run down to
Rudela.
Krakow.
All right, so it's all free. It's tonight, beginning at 6 p.m. at River Island Art Park. The weather's going to be fantastic, so bring a chair. May get a little chilly, so bring a sweater or a sweatshirt, and you'll be just fine for tonight's 11 amp Woonsocket Music Series.
Well, I don't know with the band we've got on tonight. I don't think you're going to get chilly. If you get up and dance, that'll take care of that.
Well, not everyone can get up and dance, Dave.
Sure you can.
And not
It just may
everyone
not
wants
look
to.
like you wish it to. Yes.
Some people get very embarrassed. they don't dance. We don't dance in public.
Hey, I don't get a chance to get up and dance much, I tell you. But every now and then, if I'm out there walking around, I just step in rhythm and stuff like that. Although I am one of the only members of staff that sang a part of a song with Steve Smith.
Congratulations. All right, so good times
Did you
tonight.
remember that? You remember that, Meg, when he was singing a song and he walked through the crowd and he walked right into the truck and sang a chorus with me?
Oh, yes, that was a very special
Well, that
moment
was
in the park.
special. That was special. And the TV audience missed it completely because I had no camera set up inside the truck.
Well, you didn't know he was going to
I'm,
be
scream-
there.
I'm screaming at Tebow. I know. Follow Steve. Follow Steve. He says, I can't find him anymore. He walks into the truck.
That's a tough one. All right, well, best of luck then, Meg. Anything else you want to bring up about tonight?
Oh, I just want to say for everyone out there listening, so this is Lebanon Woonsocket does 10 weeks of free live music, and tonight is week 9. So if you have been hemming and hawing, if you've been at home saying, it's a little too hot, or it's a little too rainy, tonight is the night for you. You have
Oh,
two
yeah.
more chances to come down and join us. And what we've been seeing is once folks step, dance, saunter their way into the park, that's the place they now want to be on Friday night. So I encourage anyone out there to come on by and to say hello. And for those who cannot make it, we are greatly appreciative to ON Radio for broadcasting them live. So you've got many options. Just stop by if you haven't been yet. It'll be a good
Beautiful.
time.
All right, Meg, thanks for joining us, and we'll have you next week as well for the final performance of Levitt here on next Friday, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Joe. Have
All
a
right.
good day, everybody.
Thanks,
Take
Meg.
care,
Take
Meg.
care. Be
Okay.
safe.
There goes Meg Rigo from NeighborWorks Blackstone River Valley and the Levitt Amp Woonsocket Music Series telling us about the show tonight at River Island Art Park. So it should be a fantastic time
It
down
is.
there this evening. All right, other things going on in the news. This is kind of a sad story. Coventry police are investigating the death of a 1-year-old
Yeah. Yeah.
that was found unresponsive in a home on Eisenhower Street on Thursday in Coventry. Coventry police are investigating. DCYF is
Sure.
reviewing this, and the Attorney General. So
Yeah.
they haven't said anything yet whether foul play was or what was indicated, but nothing yet. But
Your thought always goes to, unfortunately domestic, right? When
Yes.
those things happen.
Yeah.
So.
Excuse me, Joe. I just remembered what we wanted to ask Meg.
Oh no.
all right. And
It was about the merchandise.
Oh, that's right.
Merchandise prices tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
We ought to get it back on the line.
We'll do that.
I'll work on that.
Okay. All right, tonight, the Little League team from Smithfield is playing the team from New York.
Woohoo.
And if whoever wins goes to Williamsport to keep competing in the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
Now, Smithfield has lost one game. It's a double elimination. And even though New York has not lost yet, if New York loses, they're out. Doesn't seem
Wow.
fair, but that's
Yeah.
the way it works. And if Smithfield loses, they're out as well. And the winner moves on to Williamsport. So go Smithfield.
I know I have been following this on social media. It's such a
Yeah.
great story. It's
And,
exciting.
I understand the New York team is actually very tough,
Yep.
but as it is in this
Well,
entire
they're from New
tournament,
York.
That's right. Every time you play the next team, they're always
gets
better.
tougher and
It gets
tougher, right,
and tougher.
sure.
Nothing gets easier in this thing. So they'll be. And what's amusing, I don't know if they won last night, but the team from Massachusetts is from Canton, and if they made it to Williamsport, it's possible Rhode Island can play Massachusetts.
Wow.
Because they're not in the same geographical region.
Yep.
For whatever reason, they split it up differently.
Yep.
And we're not with the rest of New England, we're with New York. Oh, well.
Okay.
But best of luck to the Smithfield team.
Yeah, best of luck. That's exciting.
Playing tonight. I think the game is at 7 p.m. this evening. So, and the game is on ESPN. And so you can check that out if you like. And we hope the best for those guys.
You have lots of proud parents.
Oh, yeah, who have taken a lot of time off
what
of
are
work.
the right? What are the ages? Remind me of the age, like
You're
what the ages
12 and
would
11.
be. Yeah,
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
But it's mostly 12 and 11.
it's good experience.
Dave, very good. You got Meg Rigo back on the phone?
Yeah, I just got it back on the phone.
Hi, Meg.
Meg, we remembered. I remembered
Yes.
what we were going to. We were talking about it earlier in our show before this one, and we're talking about how there'd be reduced price on merchandise at the merch table tonight at Levitt, and he asked, well, like what prices, and like give me some examples, and I
Yeah.
said, well, Meg can do that.
I so can do that. So we have for merchandise, we work with beautiful artist Pete McPhee. He's very talented and does design for a lot of very popular bands. And so we were fortunate to get a Pete McPhee original design for both t-shirts and screen printed posters. These posters are beautiful. They're screen printing, like, when there's the layer of paint, and then you do another layer with an additional screen. And so for this week, we've dropped the prices of both the t-shirts and the posters to $10.
This is kind of like a clearance sale because we have tonight's concert and next week's concert only in this series. And all of the merchandise is set up on a yearly basis. It's not like one thing that covers all the years. So if you want to get
Right.
23 merch, you got to get it now. And the prices are reduced to clear it out.
Yep, and it's It basically covers the cost it was to print these things at Heavy Press, or to print, I think it actually might be cheaper than the cost it was to print some of the t-shirts at Heavy Press. But we also look at this as, we love when the community wears the t-shirts and helps us to market the series. So if folks have $10 in their pocket and they would like to get themselves a commemorative 2023 Love It Amp Woonsocket t-shirt or poster, it's super helpful for the series and the work that we do, and then they're also really nice. So we imagine that you will not be sad for how you spent your $10 this evening.
Nice.
Beautiful.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming back on and clearing that up for us.
I had to rush all the way back to the station, but I'm glad to be here with you all.
What dedication.
Thanks.
What a lady. What a lady.
We try. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys for getting me back, and we'll see everybody tonight.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care,
Meg. All right. Bye-bye. All right. I did just look it up. We were talking about the Little League World Series because Smithfield plays tonight. Canton lost last night
Oh, okay.
because we thought maybe Smithfield could play Canton in Williamsport.
Then Rhode Island will be going after Massachusetts.
That's right. But they won't. That won't happen. Canton lost to a team from Maine. Maine's going to represent New England in the Little League World Series.
So it could be Rhode Island and Maine.
could be. That could happen. They do need to win tonight, of course.
Not exactly Red Sox Yankees, but Rhode Island and Maine. What
Close.
the heck?
And it's too bad. I was just reading up because Canton could have won the game. They had runners on second and third with only one out in the sixth inning. They only play 6 innings, and the Maine pitcher struck out the next 2 batters. So and Maine won 2-1. So
Wow.
What a life
Good
lesson for that
game.
poor slob who got the last strikeout. Huh?
That's a tough one.
That's a life lesson right there.
Remember that for a
Learn
long
how to
time.
deal
Yeah.
with it. Learn how to deal with it.
All right, it's time for a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way, and like the forecast, which is being sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Sunny skies today with a high of 81 degrees and a slight breeze from the west. Tonight, clear, overnight low of 57. Saturday's weather mostly sunny and a high of 85. Saturday night, a 40% chance of some showers. Sunday, a slight 30% chance of a shower, mainly before 3 p.m. Partly sunny with a high near 84. Monday, sunshine and 82. Tuesday, 50-50 chance of rain, partial sunshine with a high of 80. Wednesday, sunshine and 82. And next Thursday, mostly sunny and 83.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio in the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with sunny skies. We have 73 degrees. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the most wonderful time of the year when we can feed ourselves with fresh fruits and vegetables like no other time of year, because Old Orchard Farm is open for the season. Be sure to stop by Old Orchard Farm in Manville. The freshest vegetables are ready for you there. Lettuce, carrots, tomatoes, squash, broccoli, peppers, eggplant, and the native corn on the cob we wait all year for. Plus, native blueberries. Old Orchard Farm now carries Belize bread products and Wright's Dairy Farm milk. When you stop by, say hello to Ashley and Tina, the new owners of Old Orchard Farm, 505 Old River Road in Manville. Old Orchard Farm. Let's grow together.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS number 465956.
This Friday, August 11th, at the Levitt Amp Free Concerts at Woonsocket's River Island Art Park, we open with the synth pop music of Chilean-born producer Morris Ossa, known to his fans as Ma, M-A-U. Then, at 7:30, our headline performers, the high-energy reggae and ska of The Agents. Live music, food trucks, on-site bar, kids activities, and activities for everyone with the dynamic Jerry from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. If you can't come this week, the concerts will be broadcast live over the air on ON AM and FM stereo radio and streamed live at wonsocketradio.com or watch in your home on your smart TV via the ON Worldwide channel on YouTube. Our broadcast is sponsored in part by Rhode Island State Senator Roger Pickard, Woonsocket City Council Vice President Valerie Gonzalez, Woonsocket School Committee Chair Paul Bourget, and Woonsocket City Councilman Brian Thompson.
All right, it is ON Radio, and it's Coffee and thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspapers, which Dave has in his hands.
I do, Joe, and I have the North Smithfield, Blackstone, and Woonsocket edition of the Valley Breeze in my hand right now. And let's see, flag flies high in honor of local veteran. This is from both Woonsocket and North Smithfield. Bella Pelletier has the story. And it's Carlo Mancucci's situation over there. You read all about it in The Breeze. Bella Pelletier also wrote a story from North Smithfield that about the Rhode Island Interlocal Trust. Beyond its useful life, the trust pushes timeline for a police station renovation. And that's kind of important there, too. Consistent bobcats are found in a North Smithfield study.
Nice kitty.
They're not actually in the study. There's a study in North Smithfield.
Those kind of bobcats.
Right. Okay.
Not the machines.
There you have that. And then taking a look at the Cumberland and Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze newspapers, which I now hold in my hand, two nice young kids over here from Cumberland amidst the sunflowers. What a wonderful picture that is. Charles Lawrence took that picture. He was the one that did all the pictures of Mardi Gras this year. Charlie's a pretty good guy. And Abigail Nicholas, who's 11, and her brother Jacob, 8, of Cumberland, walk through the sunflowers, which are taller than they are, practically. And a couple of great stories in here. Cumberland man finds a niche creating American flag benches. It's a labor of love. Ethan Shorey has a story there. He also wrote up the story about the Rhode Island DOT is not deciding yet about whether they're going to close the Diamond Hill Bridge for reconstruction or whether they're going to try to leave it open. Also, on the
one that
front
goes
page,
over 295?
yeah.
Ooh, yikes.
Well, all the ones that go over 295 are being looked at,
Yeah.
as you know.
Okay.
Or it's 295 going over another road,
Yeah.
like here in 146.
Oh, but
also,
the detour would be awful.
Right.
yeah,
Oh, if it's closed. Oh, okay.
that's right, over to Mendon Road.
Mendon Road and then back down.
And how much fun would that be on Mendon Road?
And not much at all.
So much fun.
Right. Well, anyway, they're not decided yet.
Okay.
We'll stay tuned for further developments here. I'm sure Ethan will instruct us. And also, one last story here from Sophia Barr. Lincoln's ARPA funds for infrastructure improvements are the discussion there. According to Town Administrator Paul Gould, he's planning on using some of those. But it is a big pot of money, and there's always little controversy whenever you do stuff like that. But he's the guy has to make the decision to submit to the council what they want to do. It's all in the Valley Breeze, along with great ads, lots more news stories, and absolutely free where you shop every Thursday, the Valley Breeze newspapers, Joe.
All right, Dave, thank you. And a good news from South County, by the way. A South Kingstown woman was that was missing was found safe.
Yeah.
She was last
And
seen.
not all that far away.
She was last seen at the Wakefield Mall, if you know where that area is. But,
I do. It's where the A&P used to be.
oh, that helps, Dave.
It was the only place that if you were living at East Matunic, that's where you had to go
Well,
to
that's
get
where groceries were.
milk, bread, groceries. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, but she was found outside an assisted living facility in Wakefield, so we're not sure how far that is from
Looking
the
for
Wakefield Mall.
friends.
But did she live at that facility, or
No.
did she live at another facility?
No, she didn't live at that facility, is the way I heard the story. It didn't say where she lived.
She went to South County Hospital for evaluation, but she is going to be fine, so that's
Good.
good there. Well, good lawyers keep doing what they're supposed to be doing, and there are lawyers for the accused military document leader Jack Teixeira, and so they did their best. Hey, can our guy get out of prison, please? They asked a federal judge, please release him. They say the government... They didn't sing, though, at all. Their lawyers say the government has failed to show that he, meaning Teixeira, has an actual ideological desire to harm others. A federal magistrate ruled in May that Teixeira from North Dighton of Massachusetts would pose a security and flight risk if he were to be released from custody. So the defense has appealed that order. A federal magistrate will take that up, and because, well, you brought it up, so we have to take a look at it. But I
Right.
don't think they're going to let him out. So these
Yeah,
charges are
this-
just too severe.
Right. Very, very serious. I don't think he's going to be let out. But you know what? They have to
Stranger-
try, right?
stranger
That's what
things-
they're.
well, that's what
right,
they're there
That's
for.
what their
That-
job is.
That's what they're getting paid for. We'll put.
Well, what do
know.
you think now? Is this guy just totally careless, totally stupid, or did he have
I
an
don't know.
agenda?
It's hard to know, right?
know.
We don't know if he had an
Because-
agenda or if he was just being extremely careless and foolish with sensitive information.
I want to think careless.
Did
you want to
he
think
know
that,
the
right?
stuff that he was messing with
He had to
was
know.
that sensitive?
It's only a
Or
few
is
of
it
us
just
that have
stuff
the
that's
clearance.
around?
Right.
You and you and
I
you.
mean, I
the
know
other
he
ones
was
have clearance, so
young.
don't talk to
but
anybody
do you,
about it.
right, right.
Yeah, well, that may be so, and I wouldn't argue with you about it. I'm just saying, given the benefit of the doubt, I mean, okay, fine. I might not be interested in granting bail to a guy who was so stupid he didn't realize what he was doing was wrong, because he could be doing something that was so stupid that he didn't realize it was wrong again. And so I'm not so sure that I go along with this, but I
Or-
do say there are grounds for the request.
Or was it a calculated move? Because, from what I understand, the way he leaked the information was he was playing a video game.
Right.
And you play video games with headphones and microphones where you can talk to the other people that you are playing over the internet. So who is he playing with? And are they really playing? Maybe they're faking it. But maybe one of the people he's playing with is in another country.
Right.
Well, look
But
up
we're
his
not going to know that
scores. Everything's
information
on the
'cause-
internet,
yeah.
right?
What's that, Dave?
Look up his scores. Everything's on the internet, and it never goes away. But the key to my opinion on the whole that what
Yeah.
spurred the opinion was the next day or two after this young man was arrested rather graphically on
the
the
trash.
TV news
Yeah.
was that the order came down from above to review the policies on who's allowed to know what.
Of course.
And in other words, the tone of that order was probably more important than what they asked to do. The tone of the order was, okay, who didn't
Person.
vet this kid well enough
Yeah.
and let him in to the sandbox with the important stuff.
It all looks like some kind of James Bond movie
Yeah.
where he's playing the game, but
Is it him? Is it someone
Is
else?
it someone else that he's passing the information
right,
for?
Right.
You ever see
And-
those where they're playing, where they try to cheat at playing cards?
Right.
Gee, I went down to the club yesterday. There were 3 friends of mine there. You know that.
Three of clubs.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
See, you
get
get
it.
it. Well, you picked that up real quick, Dave. Was he doing something like that?
We used to watch
I
James
don't know.
Bond movies before Daniel Craig was James Bond. Can't wait for him to leave.
He has. He's not.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
not- he
James
has-
I
Bond
know,
anymore.
but
Yeah.
he hasn't been replaced yet.
Oh well.
I think he has.
He has. The next person is an African American actor. I
Yeah.
thought there's going to
Yeah.
be
So
the
what?
first black James Bond. Well, that's because
Yeah.
it's the first of this.
Oh, yeah.
And in
give me
20
a
years,
break.
we'll have the first woman James Bond. You'll see, Jane.
You-
Jane.
It'll be
got
Jane
me.
Bond. You'll
Gee.
see. It's coming.
Jamie.
Or
Nothing
or
wrong with
Jamie.
that. Nothing
That's
wrong
right.
with that. Well, they had Jinx in one of them, right? They had
Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx was the name of the character, and it was very, very popular young black actress. Very pretty girl.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, that's the one.
I
Yeah,
don't know who
and
Jinx
she
is though.
I don't know.
and she played the American spy who's out trying to get to this guy, and then they cross paths with James Bond who's trying to get to the guy.
Oh, she's Felix from the CIA.
No, Felix Leiter.
Yeah.
Was played by Rhode Island native David Hedison for the longest period of time.
He must have passed away by now.
David did, yeah.
Well, they didn't do Felix.
Pretty much killed him off in the last.
Did they?
But Felix Leiter keeps coming up in the storylines.
Oh, okay,
He's
all
just
right.
that somebody else. It's kind of like Carl DeSuze on WBZ. 4 people were Carl DeSuze on WBZ doing the morning show on WBZ. I don't know if people realize that. Starting in the
I didn't know
1950s,
that. I thought Carl was
early
one guy.
1950s, there was Carl DeSuze, and then there was another Carl DeSuze who went into the 70s. And there was another Carl.
All right. Anyway, enough James Bond.
Before my
stuff.
time.
That's right.
Yes, it
So-
certainly was.
So keeping it
Just a
down in
little.
the southern part of the state, police think people are street racing in North Kingstown. Ooh, is this on Route 1 where they're doing
No,
this?
it's in the industrial park
Oh, okay.
where they got long straight roads and very few trees and lots of visibility.
I say a car became wedged under a tractor trailer truck,
Oh my
burst into
gosh.
flames
Yeah.
around midnight near the Quonset Point Industrial Park. There's a lot of room inside that.
Yeah.
And I think the Ocean State job lot people were not happy because their trucks all over the news.
Oh.
With
Yeah.
the car stuck right
Yeah.
underneath
Well,
it.
Yep.
But when they're down there at their warehouse,
Yeah.
and Nicole used to work at at a company directly across the street from the
Oh,
Ocean
the
State job lot
Inside
warehouse.
Quonset there, yeah.
In the Quonset Park for several years, and I had occasions to visit it. And those few occasions, I can tell you that those trucks just meander at all hours in and out of that parking lot onto this access road. And it's a very long and very straight access road. So if you're doing 17 miles per hour running down that straightaway and they just meander out in front of you,
Yeah, I got to stop in time.
right.
So-
and that's what's going to happen like you just talked about.
Kudos to the passersby that were in the area at the time. They put out the fire before the
Oh,
first
good.
responders could
Yeah,
get there.
that's-
So
that's
someone had
remarkable
fire
that you could do
extinguishers
that.
with them. The driver of the car, he was seriously injured. There was a truck driver in the truck at the
Right.
time, and he was not hurt. But he was. But
They had to go back and get
Yeah.
another box and
Now-
reload it with new
now
stuff.
I gotta go tell the boss what happened.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not gonna
And
believe
a
it.
car wedged underneath.
Come take a
I'm
look at
just
this.
driving out on the access
I'm just
road,
sitting
and this
here.
kid comes at me at 120 miles an hour.
I mean,
am
really, what are you
supposed
gonna
to
do?
What am I
Right.
going to do? So, all right. We're going to take a break on the Coffee and program right now. Some more coming your way. This portion of Coffee and sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Our family caring for your family. The Holiday Retirement Home is a skilled nursing and rehabilitation facility with a home-like atmosphere where laughter is the best medicine. The Holiday keeps their patients and residents involved in varied activities and events so they have the opportunity to live life to the fullest. The Holiday Retirement Home has their own in-house physical, occupational, and speech therapy staff with more than 300 years of combined experience. Stop in for a tour. The Holiday is right off Route 99 on Sales Hill Road in Manville, and for more information you can visit their website at holidayretirement.com.
Calling all classmates from Woonsocket High School class of 1978. This is Linda Senecal. We're hoping that you'll help us come and celebrate our 45th class reunion at Bella Restaurant in Burrville. It's going to be Friday, September 15th from 5 to 10, and we're looking forward to sharing all the old memories and the new memories that we can create. If you have questions or concerns or would like to come, please contact me at 401-766-3134. Hope to see you there.
All right, it's Coffee and on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan, Dave Richards, and Melissa Murray here.
Over there at WHS 78.
They sure are.
Yeah, happy bunch.
Tell us about Chan's, Dave.
Well, Joe, if it's too hot to cook, if you just don't feel like it, you're saying to yourself, I'd really love to have one of the best egg rolls in the whole entire world, little ducky sauce and stuff like that. Call Chan's, 765-1900. You can try the popular party platters. Or get a poo-poo for 2 or others and stuff like that. Live music, Scorpion Bowls, take out and delivery at 765-1900. And here's the entertainment lineup for tonight. Dexter, Allen, and the Big East Band tonight at 8 o'clock at Chan's in the Four Seasons Banquet Room. We have $25. Buy them in advance. Wait to get there at the door. It's going to be $30 for a great concert tonight. And of course, you can always get some nice food along there. Usually has the buffet out there. Tomorrow night, different group, Frankie Boy and the Blues Express at Chan's. Now, this one is $15 at the door. $12 if you get your tickets in advance. That's, again, an 8 o'clock show tomorrow night, Saturday. And coming up next week, Niana, Contemporary, Soul, and Jazz at Chan's. That's Egg Rolls and Jazz. Oh, Chan's Egg Rolls and Jazz is the website. Chan's Egg Rolls and Jazz.com. Joe?
Thanks, Dave. Normally, Rich Lane joins us on a Friday to talk about what's going on at Post 85. Rich could not be with us this week, but filling in admirably for Rich will be Melissa Murray.
She's not wearing the rooster hat.
I am not.
Tell
no.
us what's going on at Post
But
85.
I will try my best. So this weekend, Outside Music Magic at Post 85. So that's this Saturday, August 12th, from 7 to 11 p.m. So Many Roads plays at the Post Pavilion. It's open to the public. Everyone is welcome, and there is no cover charge, and that's at American Legion Post 85 on River Street in Woonsocket. And then coming up on Saturday, August 19th, is a really big open house. It's all day. It's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. They're going to have DJ and music, raffles, and free food from 1 to 4 until it runs out. Little disclaimer there. While supplies last, as Rich would say. They're going to have a mega split the pot raffle. Then Wicked West will rock the pavilion stage from 7 to 11 p.m. And again, this is open to the public. This is for a chance for folks who maybe have been wanting to come check out the Post and see if, maybe maybe you're a veteran, maybe you're a family member of a veteran, or if you're not, you just want to check out the Friends of the Post. Then you can join those organizations. They have all kinds of groups, the auxiliary. So if you're interested in becoming a part of that, this is your chance to check it out. And while I have the mic, I want to just give a push to the upcoming event, Twilight on the Black Stone. That's a downtown Woonsocket or DWC event, and we brought it back this year. We shut down the Court Street or the Veterans Memorial Bridge, known as the Court Street Bridge, and we set up tables and linens and a stage and twinkle lights, and we have a bar which is presented by Ciro's, and we serve a full course meal with desserts. The meal is going to be fantastic, multi-course. There's a soup, there's a salad, there's a beef tenderloin, and lots of other great stuff. And we're having the desserts by Donnell's Bakery, which was one of the Mill Race's kind of pop-up places. Now they have their own cart, and they're doing really well, but they have delicious cheesecake and carrot cake. And then after dinner, we can dance until the sun goes down. It's a really unique opportunity
or until the cows come home.
Or yeah. Well, we have to open the bridge up reopen the bridge at a certain point. But definitely,
right.
Dance the night away, and tickets are available at DWC 02895.org. And while you're there, check out our Arts in the Alley event. We're still looking for vendors, and coming at the end of September is the Roper Romp.
All right. Good stuff coming up from
lots
DWC.
of good stuff. Yep.
Okay.
That's really popular,
Which one?
This Roper
Yes.
Mau stuff here.
Moo.
Moo.
You dress up like Mrs. Roper from
okay,
we got Mau tonight.
Little homage here today, because I have discovered, because I did.
it's
This is not a
beautiful-
moo
That's
but
a beautiful red paisley dress.
yes, but it's a little moo-ish, and I got the earrings, going
yeah.
on, the orange, like big giant 70s earrings. Because what
the red orange afro
I need the wig. So what the Roper Romp is people dress up like Mrs. Roper from Three's Company, and they go around to participating restaurants and taverns and businesses, and
I wonder how this started.
romp around town.
This started because she was
San
not-
Francisco.
but she was
No,
not
no,
a big drinker.
San Diego.
She was not a big drinker in the show. In fact, no one was a big drinker in the show.
No, they didn't. They couldn't really show that, could they?
They went out to the
but they did go to
bar.
the Regal Beagle.
but and had maybe a glass of wine, but
You never see them sipping,
oh, never,
right? Because
No,
they
no.
couldn't do that then.
No, just put it on
Right.
the table, leave it there. Okay, well, that's
It's a
what someone
thing.
just.
It's a thing.
All right. Well, Virgin Galactic has taken its first tourist to the edge of space and back.
Yeah.
On
Yesterday.
Thursday, 3 people took off on the VSS Unity from the company's Spaceport America. That's in New Mexico. They spent about 90 minutes in space before returning safely to Earth. John Goodwin bought his ticket for $250,000. Such a steal back, but he bought it in 2005. He wanted to be the first. And
It's
I'll wait.
$450,000 now.
Well, since he bought it, he developed Parkinson's disease. But he said he hopes the trip will show people, quote, that illness doesn't stop you from doing things that are out of the normal. And he still went on the trip. Now, the other two people were a mother-daughter combination, Keisha Shahaf and Anastasia Myers. They won their seats. They didn't pay anything.
Yep.
They won their seats in a Virgin Galactic competition. They said the experience was incredible and left them starstruck. No pun intended. No word on whether anybody got airsick.
No,
Not
I think
enough air up
they're-
there to get air sick.
Yeah, you get to be weightless, I believe, for about 3 minutes. You
Really?
actually go out.
And
Yep.
you float around for a
Yep.
little while for that 3 minutes.
And then you come back to Earth.
And they make you keep your seatbelt on during that entire 3 minutes.
No.
No,
For your
I don't think
safety.
so.
No, you gotta. If you're gonna
I
be
think you get
weightless, you
to-
want to float around.
Well,
That's
I
the whole
know that's
point.
what you want to do, but they always say, hey, I remember being on planes when they used to have smoking signs, because sometimes you could smoke and sometimes you couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
and you could take your seatbelt off and roam around the cabin if you
can-
wanted
you can
to.
still do that.
You can't do that
You
anymore. They say
can.
they
You
leave the
can.
seatbelt sign
No,
on
no, no,
all
no,
the
no, no,
time,
no, no,
the
no,
entire flight. Yes,
No,
they do.
No, they do not. They take it off. They recommend you wear your seatbelt
Yeah,
when
you're
you're
supposed to
sitting.
wear your seatbelt
While
when
you're
you're
sitting.
sitting, but you can get up and walk around.
Yeah, you
the
can go to
airplane.
the bathroom.
Well, if you
and
had to.
stretch your legs.
But
yeah.
they want you to keep that seatbelt on the entire time
While
you're
you're-
they,
while
they,
you're
they
sitting.
do.
Yes.
They do.
While
While you're sitting
they're
down.
not going to yell at you for getting up and walking on the airplane. All right. Anyway, there's a new book coming out, and it says that the professional golfer Phil Mickelson has bet more than $1 billion on sports over 3 decades, and he has lost $100 million. No word on Mickelson. He's not refuting this yet. CNBC says a new book from gambler Billy Waters claims he had a sports betting partnership with Mickelson. At one point, the golfer asked to bet $400,000 on the U.S. to win the 2012 Ryder Cup that Mickelson was playing in. It's a very Pete Rose-ish thing going on here.
Sure is.
But he was talked out of that.
Okay.
Phil, you'll be
that's-
in real trouble if you get
Yeah,
caught
yeah.
betting on a tournament that you're in. Now, the crazy thing about this, other than the $1 billion,
Yeah.
is Waters, the gambler, he was convicted of insider trading in 2017, all right? But his prison sentence was commuted by President Trump. Mm-hmm. Makes you go,
Right.
doesn't it? Just go, okay. So,
Well,
no word on Mickelson saying...
he's not saying much.
Well, not yet anyway.
Yeah.
He's not refuting it, but right now he's kind of
Yeah.
no comment-ish kind of thing.
That's probably wise.
Alrighty, so you got to look out for older women in Philadelphia because you never know what they have in their canes. 70-year-old Philadelphia woman, she's being charged with murder, accused of stabbing a man to death with a blade she had concealed in her cane.
What?
Yeah. Officials say Renee DiPietro and her husband rushed to defend her son after he got into a bar fight with a man named Michael Sides. Investigators say DiPietro struck Sides with her cane twice before exposing the 16-inch blade, 1.5 feet almost. The DiPietro's family fled the scene after the stabbing. Police say they found Sides unresponsive, bleeding from his upper torso. He was pronounced dead at the local hospital. And they went and they've caught her, 70 years old.
That's some.
Maybe she needs it for self-defense. You don't know what area of Philadelphia she's living in. Not a
all,
great city.
all I can think of is the penguin with the like. I'm sorry. With his umbrella.
All I can think of is that's how the KGB knocked
yes.
off spies sometimes. Walking up to him, he's sticking with the blade from the umbrella
Right.
that
Oh
had the
my
poison
goodness.
in it. So,
That is wow.
and I bet if you went to Amazon and typed in machetes inside canes, I bet they have them for sale.
I'm sure they do, but in my mind, I'm picturing like some kind of vintage thing that like maybe.
Oh, that they
I don't
made
know.
themselves?
No. That like maybe was I don't know, a family heirloom or like
Oh,
I never
I
know.
see, I
It's
see.
kind of
All
funny. I probably had never have to use it, and then all of a sudden, hey, wait, I remember I have
I have this.
I have this, and wow, that's just that's
70
wild.
years
That's
old.
wild.
A couple of last week, 2
You
weeks
know,
ago.
did he get in a couple of licks on the lady before she got the licks
It
in on
doesn't
him?
say. He was beating up the son first.
Yeah.
It didn't say if he got anything in on the lady.
Because, you know, you hit a senior citizen, you're already
That's right.
wrong.
Well, he's dead, so they can't charge him with anything.
You're already wrong.
I know.
Let's not talk about penalties or anything. I'm just saying, you hit a senior citizen, you're already wrong.
Yeah.
But talking about crazy canes, at the Polar Park 2 weeks ago, they had one of the original members of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, 96 years old.
Wow.
Maybelline something at Blair. She was the Madonna was her character in the movie.
Yep.
And her nickname, it was a real person named All the Way May. That was her nickname. She has a cane made out of a baseball bat. That she came out. So I went and looked on Amazon. You know, cane baseball bats. There they are.
Yeah.
$77, and you can have one too. I said I'm getting one if I ever need one.
Does it say Spalding on the side of it?
No, Louisville Slugger.
Louisville Slugger? Okay.
Yes, they're actual baseball bats.
Wow.
But they made canes out of it. This is a great idea.
Okay.
All right, that'll do it for the show for today. So enjoy 11 Amp tonight if you're listening in on Friday.
I will.
11 Amp tonight, so that'll be a good time. So we thank you very much for listening. We want you to have a great weekend. Melissa, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Have a great weekend, everyone.
And Dave, thanks for coming in as well.
You betcha. And don't forget, tomorrow, Rise and Shine with Romeo Berthium on the Saturday show. And in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, it'll be our dear friend, Bruce Palmer.
Bruce
Bruce
and
and Bruce will be on the radio there. And then Denise and I will be at our 50th high school reunion tomorrow night out there at Blissful Meadows in Uxbridge.
Good for you.
50th.
Wow.
Can you
50th,
imagine?
yeah,
And
great reunion,
the
wow.
most wonderful thing happened because somehow they lost track of us. Because, you know, we moved back to Woonsocket from Pasco. We were raised the family. And they lost track of us. We had been at previous reunions. And I bumped into Dave Heon, who was a classmate, at
told you about it?
the Holy Trinity Carnival on Wednesday night when we were getting ready to do the broadcast. He said, "You going?" I said, "Going where?"
Going to what?
He says, he told me, he says, "I wasn't invited." He says, "I was kind of thinking that, you know, okay, it's been 50 years, maybe, you know." Oh, yeah. So we got a hold of Joanne Fournier, who's in the class out there in Harrisville. And she immediately was on the phone with us the next day. And we snuck in under the wire, Joe.
Excellent.
How were they not able to find you? You're on the radio every day. Like,
Yeah, I thought I
You're
was
kind
pretty
of a
easy
big
to
deal.
find. No, I thought I would be easy to find.
you would think you were
Yeah.
easy to find, but
And
you know.
everybody knew where I was because this is where I was at the 35th.
Right.
But-
They know where to
But I
find you.
slept in Pascoag, and that's the address they had.
Okay.
Well, have a good time.
Yeah.
Will do.
Tell the
Denise
old
and I both
stories.
graduated that class, of course,
Yeah.
and we'll both be there.
Excellent. We'll have a good time. All right, stay tuned. Coming up at 9:30, it is Do You Remember? Gary Smith and crew will be here. Enjoy them.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.